Alright, greetings everyone. I want to go over the M-17 Fast Talk True God roll. Now, why I think this roll is the best is simply because I'll go into further detail, but let's just go over what the theoretical popular roll would be with liquid coils instead of accelerated. This is the second tier roll. I call this the second tier roll because if you have the True God roll, you need another Peacekeeper Titan to back you up, or someone with attrition orbs to keep your cooling babbles up. As far as the other rules go, more PvE, I like to use, I don't know if it's that roll. Actually, it is this roll because, wait, no it's not. Okay. What did I do wrong? Yeah, I mean, using crystalline and demolitionist is what I like to do with stasis. For a god tier stasis lawless frontier build, you should probably do this. Use your stasis consecration for Howl the Storm. Then tectonic harvest with whisper of rhyme, hunger, conduction, and fissures. You know, running 2 primary and lawless frontier has been kind of nutty with this build in general because I'm just putting more stasis and getting grenade energy. I really like that roll. I've been using this to farm these. Now let's get into the True God roll. I think it is. Now why? Okay, obviously at the first, Arrowhead Break is probably the most chosen. I'm fine with that. Okay, why I'm choosing Ionized Battery? It's only because of the role of how this works. Everything in here is pretty much balanced the way I want. Being that it's a shiny, we have accelerated assault, so dealing sustained damage with this weapon loads slightly more ammo from reserves. That's already more of a cooling babble deal, and between cooling babbles and accelerated, working with someone with an attrition orb roll, being more the selected god roll and popularity, this would pair well with the True God roll. This is the one that will fire, I think, at the longest sustainable DPS. And I've already proved the numbers. Target lock already pushing 1,800 more damage than thermal atomization because it's ending. Thermal atomization is kind of ruining the cooling balance I have set up on this god roll, in my opinion. But if you look at here, ionized battery, a large heavy battery increases the time it takes to vent in exchange for greatly reduced heat generation. Now this pairs well with a cooling masterwork and cooling babble. So we have a ton of cooling. So we have a ton of target lock sustainable DPS. And then to balance this out, we've actually putting the heat generator on. This thing will push in numbers. So let's just take, for example, we'll go back on arc and we'll do a full damage phase at a minute and 20. I'm going to do a minute and 10 seconds. I want to give us less than what's optimal for damage phase in case you're a rookie and you like to make mistakes. So we'll do 10.9 seconds. And I'll start the timer. We'll get rallied. We'll get a combatant. So we're going to do a minute and 9 seconds of damage. I think it's usually, what, a minute 15, a minute 25? I'm not sure how long damage phases go for. And we're on the hardest setting right now, so we'll keep that armor charge. I'm going to get this armor charge and we're going to start. So with the minute 10 seconds or so, we've hit a 930 average DPS and a 69,079. So, you know, multiply that times 2, about 138,000 DPS. Now, I don't know why. I know we're on the hardest content numbers, but as far as in-game content and you hit these numbers, that might be bare minimum. This is not as good as Mobius and that one bow and Witherward Hunter rotation, but it would be nice. But still, I think this as a god roll is pretty decent. I'm not sure I want it any other way. I think the ionized heat sink really works with this type of build. So let me know in the comments.